hello, everyone. This is Accountants 2.0, and I'm Steve Perpich. With me today, with the president and founder of Accountants 2.0, Ted Williamson. I'm laughing a little bit because this is our first podcast, and we're doing a few start takes and retakes, but this is the one that's going to stick. So, Ted, why are we here today?
So, why are we here? Why are we at this podcast? Well, basically, we wanted a place where we would go, just like when we would go to QBO Connect or Zero, something like that. We want to have a community of accountants, and the podcast is a way for us to bring thought leaders and bring all these people you would see at a conference into our world, into the accounting world. You can see them on a daily basis or a weekly basis. We can connect with other podcasters. You can get some more information. So basically, we want to make your experience in the accounting industry to be fun. We want you to have that experience of going to ZeroCon, QBO Connect, every time you engage with us, and for you to enjoy your life with different things we want to talk about. We can talk about podcasting. We can talk about the accounting industry in general. We can talk about remote working and how do we retain employees. And so we want to have fun. We want to have fun in accounting and just, enjoy our lives and bring that joy to others.
So, Ted, when you see fun, like you mentioned the conferences and things like that, like what do you mean by fun? Is it fun through success? Is it fun just the interaction? Is it all the above? We're all in this together. It's a huge market, and accounting is always going to be there. So what's so fun about it?
What's so fun about it? Well, so another podcast that we're going to have, or episode that I was just talking to you about, is I want to do a podcast about accounting being sexy, because so many people think about accounting just crunching the numbers, right? So really, all the things that go around accounting, the industry, going to conferences, discuss, finding different entrepreneurs that you can talk to, learning from them, and then helping them along the way. It's exciting. It's a lot of fun, and there's a ton of things that we can really bring to each other as a community, not just us bringing to you, but enjoying our community. We can all help each other have that fun. So not just crunching the numbers, but doing the conferences, having fun with your fellow community members at like ZeroCon. So I'll give you an example. When I went to ZeroCon in New Orleans last year, we had a blast. We met so many vendors, and some of them are now partners of Accountants 2.0, and you're going to see them throughout the weeks and months. And we met them. We had drinks. We danced, especially with the Zero people. They're awesome, and it was just a great time. Then again, there's fun in just doing your job. You can do it. You can work remotely. You can have a great relationship with your coworkers. It's just there's so much things that we can do. So many things.
So you're talking about lifestyle, like our the lifestyle that around accounting and helping businesses with their bottom line from the basics, tax planning and stuff, but also, like I said, the networking. Because these events definitely are networking. I recall actually, we're getting on a year and a half ago, the Elevate Festival in Toronto. We all went as a team, and even off of the conference area in the surrounding area in Toronto, I actually found a client just by sitting and talking, and they saw the conference badge, and away we went. We had the discussion, and there you go. So it's not just trying to have a lifestyle and a balance. With that comes the attraction of opportunity. Wouldn't you say? That's kind of what we.
Oh, absolutely. Opportunity is a lot of fun. Yeah.
Right.
Well, opportunity is fun. Getting to know people is a ton of fun. And so a little bit of context. He was talking about getting a client at Elevate Festival. So back then we actually exited from an accounting firm, and now we started Accountants 2.0. So that's kind of how it all started here. And when we went to the Elevate Festival, we were we were building the concept of Accountants 2.0 to get it out there. And so when he's talking about a client, it's actually an accounting client for our old accounting firm. So that's kind of a little bit of context to that. So it's a lot of fun. You can go to these things, you can go to trade shows, and you can have a ton of fun doing that, finding clients. Steve was pretty much able to just kind of hang out and have a few drinks with people and just talk, and then a client comes out of it, or we learn a ton of stuff, right? So yeah,
Some would
much
say
fun.
I'm more lifestyle than accounting.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, well, I am too. So basically, I'm more of an entrepreneur than an accountant. I own an accounting firm, and but I love building, and I love the connection between accounting and the business world and entrepreneurism. So that's why I wanted to create Accounts 2.0 to connect the two. Eventually, that is a lot of our goal, is to help accountants connect with their clients and grow. So,
and the balance now, because since COVID, people kind of got used to being a remote working, and that's really been kind of consolidated. But there is a balance. Being remote and connecting virtually is great, but part of that is actually getting out there, and whether you're a regional accounting firm or you go further afield, taking the opportunity of as part of the Accounts 2.0 lifestyle is getting in front of people, both virtually and in real life, to really consolidate your brand, and also when you're out there live, you get more material for your marketing, anyways. Because and I can tell everyone who's going to be watching this podcast, video wise, I mean, we're not just listening in. We're going to be doing it in different locations. We're not always going to be sitting in our offices, shoving our laptops in front of each other. We're going to get out there. We'll do stuff. But today it's our first one, and we're getting our sea legs with what we're talking about. But we wanted to share that enthusiasm with everybody, and that's why we're kind of being a little informal. And but at the same time, Ted, you're hitting it right on the head there. I believe it is this community for best practice, community to talk about what's going on, and then we all see collaborative opportunities where we can all help each other, because it's a big industry, and we're only better together.
absolutely. There's too many times where an accountant or somebody in the accounting industry is trying to be a generalist, where you can just connect to a community of people and they can offer something that you can offer then your client. We're going to talk about all this. We actually have a bunch of steps in how to be a new age accountant, and so that's in our community. Check it out, or you can check it on blog posts and stuff as well. But I'd rather you go to the community, because that's where you're going to connect with people.
And when you mentioned that, you're talking about meeting a challenge, right, Ted? Some of the challenges, if you're too much of a generalist and you say yes to everything, that's a really difficult way to manage your business, and you're just going to get a lot of you'll have a hard time responding to clients, and we want to make sure that in this community, what we're trying to get across is focus, best practice, and being that new age accountant, which is responsive, cutting edge technology, and really geared for growth.
Absolutely. Like doing your research is super important, and so being a generalist is tough, because that means you need to be a specialist at all these different areas, right? And you can't, and so you're going to have poor quality in some areas. Or, I mean, this is a topic for another time, but we can touch on it, right? Using a community of people that are specialists, you're able to be a generalist in the eyes of your client, by getting the help of others, and I guess paying forward the profits, helping, and then being able to, first of all, help your client, help a fellow accountant, and you're able to also benefit, with increasing your margins, or not increasing your margins, but increasing your profits, overall profits, right? So those are profits you wouldn't have had, and if you did that yourself, not actually being a specialist at it, you would have lost some money, right? You wouldn't have nearly as much, and you would have to do a whole bunch of extra training. So part of the fun also is finding new opportunities and new services that you can do, and researching them, specifically, what's big right now, CFO services, that's huge. A lot of people are looking at that, and we're looking at different ways of offering that service. It's attractive because there's high margins there, and it's more sexy, right? Because it's using the information rather than compiling it, right? And so we all like to use reports and make conclusions and assumptions and figure things out rather than just crunching numbers. Crunching numbers, there's a place for it. People love it. Like some people love it, some people don't, and that's great. But we want to make sure that there's opportunities there and that you're learning and all of these things are coming. And by being in a community and researching and knowing what's out there, you can either offer it through somebody else, or you can start to dig in and learn if you want that to be a core competency of your own firm, right? So, and that part's fun. All that
agree.
research and building it.
I agree. What I'm finding in the market today is people want more than just the bookkeeping and you're filing my tax return, and then you're only getting back to me, once a quarter at best. By offering a little bit more advisory, and that comes from being cutting edge yourself as an accounting firm. You can kind of have that best practice as an example to your clients, so they can take advantage of what you're doing in your excellence, and maybe then that opens the conversation for other opportunity with your client, because you're now excellent. You're helping them be excellent with regards to infrastructure, technology, communications, and things. By being that yourself, the next step is to have that virtual CFO function and to really talk about growth for your client. And then you're going to have better retention, smoother operations, and then both your client and yourself can scale.
Yeah, absolutely. So I didn't even mean that everybody should research it and get into being a CFO, but being able to offer it is awesome. So you could find somebody who is an expert CFO and they do expert services for people, or they understand an industry in and out.
And that's the reason
you might want to go with them.
And that's the reason for the community.
Go to the community. You can offer CFO services from this expert who understands your client even more than you do, and you're a star, right? You can make a profit from helping that CFO and white labeling that in your own services, or you can become a CFO. Like there's all kinds of options here. It's a lot of people think that you're in a vacuum and you have to create your own services and do all your own things, and you don't. You go in a direction that you want to go in, but you can still bring in other people. So, which is amazing.
So you bring in best in class services based on your criteria and your client's requirements.
Absolutely.
Well, that's great. So Ted, we discussed talking with the community. We're talking about some of the benefits and some of the things that you can gain by participating in the community. And for those who don't know, just go to any of our social media sites, especially our website, accounts2.0.com. There's a way of just fill out the form to join our community. There's links all over the place on the site to get there. And then we'll be. But how are the community interface going to work? I mean, we have our Facebook group. We have a LinkedIn group. People will just sign up and participate. Are we going to have events? Are we going to have how should I put it, like scheduled activity where we all just jump in and do more of a live stream thing as opposed to our recorded podcast at the moment?
We absolutely will. But first, I want to clarify one thing. So the website is accountants20.com, right?
Not sorry.
2.0 because URLs, they don't like decimals, right? So
exactly.
But yeah, so accountants20.com.
I'm a Googler. I would just put accounts 2.0 in the search engine, and it would find accounts20.com. But yes.
Yeah, it's all over the place. It's easy to find: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. But yes, we're gonna have.
If you're on this YouTube stream,
YouTube,
or on the Riverside platform, we're gonna see. You'll see our link right there. So we're good to go.
Yep, absolutely. So Yes, we're going to have a ton of events, and we're going to engage with others at their events. So hopefully we get into, I mean, obviously we're still kind of a newer company bringing this all together. It's very thought out, and we're systematically launching everything. So because we're newer, we're not going to be immediately in every conference or every convention, but you can expect to see us eventually in every one of them.
So Ted, for upcoming conversations,
webinars, we're definitely going to have webinars and different events that we'd like to hold, especially in like certain areas, like maybe New York or Detroit or Toronto or Dallas or something like that, right? So we might just hold like a small event in one of these places just to get to know people, connect the community within these areas, and get going, right? So there's so many things that we can do. We haven't put an event schedule out yet, but yes, lots of events.
And in upcoming conversations, Ted, we're getting into really the nuts and bolts of how we can benefit people's firms, as far as going beyond the community, finding best-in-class specialists just through the networking, but also other benefits by associating with Accountants 2.0.
Absolutely. So one thing that we like to do is bring in partners, associate our partners with us, and we don't do that necessarily by having sponsors on our podcast or something like that. We actually want to we don't want to make money off of our podcast. We want to just get the community together, have some fun, entertainment, and some actual knowledge there. Sorry, was that sorry, was that you, Steve? Oh, okay.
Well, yeah. In the future, Ted, if I'm sending you a text message, don't announce it to the entire audience. But I think,
well, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. No. So I think we've given everyone.
We'll cut that out.
I think we're giving everyone a nice taste of what we're all about and who we are, and I think we can close off today by telling everyone again, join our community, accountants20.com. Or Accountants 2.0 if you're searching for it on Bing or Google or YouTube or LinkedIn or you'll find us.
Or everywhere.
Anyways, everywhere. I'm going to say signing off for now, and everybody have a great day. And thanks, Ted, for taking the time to talk to us.
Absolutely. Well, you'll see me every time here with you, Steve. So
all right,
doing this together.
You mean I'm stuck with you? Right. Oh man,
you're stuck.
All right. Stuck. Okay, everyone, have a great day.
All right, have a great day.